heat pumps, the trade war, and a new laser facility at University of Waterloo. I'll tell you all about these stories and more news starting right now. This is KW Real Estate News and Views for the week of October 13th. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you guys all had an amazing weekend and ate, of course, lots of turkey. Starting off with the cold weather. A nice day today, but we've had some frosty days over the past few weeks. You can tell that winter's on its way. Having said that, if your furnace or AC is on the way out, maybe you're thinking about getting a heat pump as opposed to just replacing that furnace or replacing the AC. They actually make sense getting one. There's been all kinds of push by the government, provincially and federally, to sell heat pumps. Enbridge was offering rebates last year. They've got another program going on where they're giving you money to put one in. So are they a good idea? Should you get one? Well, they're a fair bit more expensive than just a regular furnace and AC combo. So that's what it comes down to. You can save money from the rebates, but should you get one? First off, got to tell you how they work. A heat pump is basically like an air conditioner in the summertime that reverses direction, like how they pump the refrigerant. It reverses direction in the wintertime and takes heat out of the air in the wintertime, outside air, takes that heat energy and it actually heats the inside of your house in the winter. Either heating or cooling, a heat pump is super efficient. It's more efficient than a gas furnace, definitely more efficient than any kind of oil heater, electric, boilers, baseboards. It beats them all. And in the summertime, a heat pump is also more efficient than a traditional air conditioner. So absolutely you should think about getting one. They are green because if the energy source that's driving the heat pump is a green energy source, then you've got no fossil fuel emissions. And in the province of Ontario, we're at 94% green energy. It's either hydro or it's nuclear. They've only got a small chunk of gas backup for peak demand. So definitely a heat pump's the way to go. Now, buying one is a bit of a tricky thing. It's a huge headache to look through all the features and things you need to check, so you get a good quality brand that's installed properly. I've got a fantastic blog post that takes you through all those steps. I don't want to drone on about this too long, so I'll leave that blog post link in the comments below so you can check it out yourself. Get your 3 quotes, get a good contractor, buy a good brand of heat pump. They'll definitely save you money, and of course, the government gives you money back as well. That's a good thing. Next thing I wanted to talk to you about, economic news, and this is kind of a fun, kind of crazy story. It ties into the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. They came out with a report in January talking about the most impacted municipalities and cities from Trump's tariff wars. It turns out that Waterloo Region and Guelph, 4th and 5th worst impacted cities or regional areas in the country from auto parts standpoint, steel and aluminum, trading with the States, we're in a bit of jeopardy here. Now, what the University of Toronto has done, they've taken that data and a bunch of other data sets and they've combined them, and they've now got a mapping tool that actually allows you to check out via their tool what neighborhoods are the worst impacted from Trump's tariffs. And this is kind of a shock, but Victoria Hills and Kitchener and Preston and Cambridge are your 2 worst affected neighborhoods in Waterloo Region because of the tariff wars going on with Trump. So I'll leave a link as well to that tool. You can look up any neighborhood and what kind of industries it's got going on in it. I'm assuming in the case of Victoria Hills, this is where employees of auto parts, for example, or steel or aluminum, where those folks are living. So it pinpoints it neighborhood by neighborhood. Very, very crazy. This is some serious stuff. We've got to get this sorted out. Apparently 13.8% of jobs in Waterloo Region have been negatively impacted from Trump's tariff wars. So we're feeling that. Now, on the flip side of that, of course, Waterloo, Tech Central for North, it's not really been impacted that badly at all. And, with 2 universities, with all the high tech they've got going on in Waterloo, I'm not really surprised. So this was brand new news as well. University of Waterloo's announced the construction of a brand new laser facility. It's the only one of its kind in North America, and it's going to be measuring molecular and material structures at the atomic level. And this is in concert with that new hospital that they're building at University of Waterloo. I don't doubt for 1 second inside of a decade we're going to have a medical school at the University of Waterloo, and this is just going to be amazing for the community. Again, Waterloo being cutting edge and doing great stuff, and that laser facility is just more of this exact good news the region really needs. I think our overall picture of manufacturing and tech is one of the things that keeps us so strong, but the manufacturing with what's going on with Trump is definitely a bit of a problem right now. Now, last thing I want to talk to you about, economic news as well. Things have actually picked up jobs-wise compared to in the summertime. If you recall a couple episodes back, I talked about 100,000 jobs lost in July and August. Well, that's turned around. We picked up 66,000 jobs in September, roughly a mix of 50-50 private sector versus public sector. This is good news. It's left our unemployment rate unchanged at 7.1%. And that ties into this general slowness that we've got going on in our economy. Nothing's really booming, but things aren't crashing either. I had a look at the data for housing this morning, and it's trundling along flat like I've been talking about in the past few videos. Now, having said all that, if you're looking at getting out, there's less competition now. There's more listings for sale. And it's definitely a good time to be buying, even though we're in the second busiest time of the year. Normally for the fall housing market, it's been quiet. Sellers are definitely at a disadvantage compared to buyers. So if you're looking at shopping, definitely check out my website. I'm going to put a link below for listings. Super easy to book one. Anyways, that's all I got for you this week. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we'll catch you on the next one.